Myra trudged through the mist, her steps heavy as she clutched her umbrella against the chilling rain. Her gaze fixed on a lone headstone ahead, her breath visible in the cold air. She felt the ache in her bones as she approached the grave of Elias, her late husband. Yet, Myra wasn't alone. A young girl knelt there, her small shoulders shaking, her hands pressed into the damp earth. Myra's breath caught in her throat as an uneasy sense of recognition stirred within her. She stepped forward cautiously. "Who are you?" Myra's voice trembled, softer than she intended. "Why are you here?" The girl turned, her tear-streaked face illuminated in the dim light. Myra's chest tightened. The child's eyes held a haunting familiarity, a resemblance she couldn't place. Before Myra could piece it together, the girl spoke. "This is my father," the girl said quietly, her voice trembling. "Who are you?" Myra froze as the words hit her like a thunderclap. Her umbrella slipped from her hand as she stumbled back, the cold rain soaking her hair. She wanted to scream, to claw at the ground and demand answers from Elias. The truth threatened to shatter her. A small hand caught hers, grounding her in the moment. Myra jerked away, her voice raw. "What do you want? Leave me alone." The girl flinched, her wide eyes shimmering with fresh tears. "I ran away from the orphanage," she stammered. "I just wanted to see him." You're his wife. That means you're my mother, right? Can I come with you? I just want a mom." Myra's heart pounded with rage and confusion. "Don't be ridiculous," she spat, her tone sharp. "Find your mother and leave me alone." The girl shrank back, silent tears streaming down her face. At that moment, Myra's phone buzzed, breaking the tension. She hesitated, glancing at the screen. The call was from a creditor, and her heart sank as she listened to the cold voice detailing overdue debts and unpaid loans. Elias had left her with nothing but problems. Her gaze shifted back to the girl, still kneeling in the rain. A sly thought flickered in Myra's mind: adopt her, claim financial support. For a moment, desperation masked as kindness crept into her voice. "What's your name?" The girl wiped her face. "Leah," she said softly. With a forced smile, Myra nodded. "I'll take you in," she said, her tone shifting. "But you'll need to behave. Understand?" Leah nodded, her wide eyes filled with hope. But Myra's promise of a new life quickly turned sour. At home, Myra treated Leah more like a servant than a daughter. Chores were assigned without end, and Leah complied in silence. The house remained cold, the emptiness echoing in every corner. One evening, Leah accidentally spilled a bucket of mop water. Myra's fury erupted. She grabbed Leah by the arm and forced her to her knees. "Clean it up," Myra snarled. "Use your hands if you have to." Leah sobbed quietly as she scrubbed the floor, her small hands trembling. But Myra's anger didn't abate. "You think you can replace my daughter?" she spat. "You're nothing." That night, Myra locked Leah in the storage room. The small, dark space was cold and unwelcoming, but Leah remained silent, her tears falling in the darkness. Desperation drove her to escape. Finding the door ajar, she slipped out and stumbled into another room. The room was warm and inviting, decorated in soft pinks and whites. On the bed lay a delicate dress, its fabric soft and luxurious. Leah couldn't resist. She tried it on, spinning slowly, imagining for a fleeting moment that this was her life. Myra's scream shattered the fragile illusion. "You filthy little thief!" she roared, storming into the room. How dare you touch my daughter's things? Terrified, Leah fled into the night, the rain drenching her as she ran. Myra's fury consumed her as she destroyed the room, tearing apart the remnants of a life she had cherished for a child she had lost. In her rage, Myra knocked over a wooden box. It fell with a dull thud, spilling papers across the floor. She knelt to gather them, her hands trembling as she read. Among the documents were DNA test results and a diary belonging to Elias. The words revealed a truth Myra never imagined. Leah was her biological daughter. Elias had abandoned her out of prejudice, leaving Myra in the dark. Myra's chest tightened as guilt surged through her. Tears streamed down her face. "Oh, Leah," she whispered. "What have I done?" Determined to make amends, Myra rushed into the storm, searching for Leah. She returned to the cemetery, where she found the girl huddled by Elias' grave. Without hesitation, Myra wrapped Leah in her arms. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I want to let you go again." Leah looked up at Myra, her eyes filled with cautious hope. Slowly, she nodded. Together, they returned home. Myra poured out the truth, confessing her guilt and vowing to do better. Leah listened, her small hand finding Myra's. "I forgive you," she said, her voice steady. "I've always wanted a mom." The road ahead would be long, but together, they faced it with determination. Their pasts would no longer define them, instead, they would build a future, transforming scars into strength and pain into love.